Now this is a very popular SQL interview question asked in multiple big tech companies. And the interesting part is most people solve it correctly, but not optimally. Now in this video, I will show you how to solve this problem step by step. And more importantly, I will show you a very powerful SQL trick that can help you solve percentage, conversion rate and retention problems just in one line, right? So let's first understand the problem carefully. We are given a table called delivery, and each row over here represents an order placed by a customer. Now each customer can place multiple orders over time, and for every order we have two important dates. One is the order date, when the order was placed, and the second is the customer pref delivery date, when the customer wants it delivered, right? Now an order is considered immediate if the order date is equal to the preferred delivery date. So basically same day delivery, right? So we need to calculate the percentage of customers whose first order was immediate. Now notice carefully over here, we only care about the first order per customer and not all the orders, right? And this is a very common interview pattern, that is first event per user. So let's walk through the example to make this crystal clear. Customer 1 over here, if you see, has two orders. The first order is on January 1 and the preferred delivery date is also January 1. So this is an immediate order. Customer 2 also has two orders. The first order is January 1, but the preferred delivery date is January 2. So this is not immediate. So out of two customers, only one had an immediate first order, right? So the answer is 50%, right? So now maybe let's see how to solve this problem step by step. Now the first thing that we need to do is to identify first order for each customer, right? Now there are multiple ways to do this, like group by, subqueries or window functions. But here we will use a window function because it's a very powerful and commonly used in real world data engineering, right? So we use min of order date partition by customer ID. And this assigns the first order date to every row for that customer, right? Now that we know the first order date, we filter only those rows where order date equals first order. So effectively, we now have exactly one row per customer, right? Now for each of these rows, we check whether the order was immediate, which means order date is equal to the customer pref delivery date. And this will give us a Boolean result, either true or false. Now comes the most important part of this problem, and that is to figure out the percentage, right? Now most people write a case when and then do a count and division, right? But there is a much cleaner and more efficient way. In SQL, true is treated as 1 and false is treated as 0, right? So if we take average of a condition, it automatically gives us the percentage of true values. And this is a very powerful trick, right? So we simply take average of order date equals customer preferred delivery date, right? And multiply it by 100 and then round to 2 decimals. And that will give us the required percentage. So that's the entire solution. Now maybe let's translate this into SQL. So we start with a CTE called first orders, and inside the CTE, we select all the columns and we add one extra column, which is the first order date, right? And this is calculated using min order date over partition by customer ID. So now every row knows what the first order date is, right? Now in the main query, we filter only first orders using order date equals first order. Then we compute average of the immediate condition. And finally multiply by 100 and round it, right? And this gives us the final answer, which is 50% for this particular example, right? Now this pattern is extremely important and shows up in conversion rate, retention and product analytics problems, right? So if you're preparing for data engineering interviews, make sure you practice similar problems. So that's it for this particular problem. And now I will see you in the next one with another FAANG level SQL problem. Happy coding.